Hello everyone and welcome to this e-learning platform of Galgotias University. This is Prakhar Bhargav, Assistant Professor at Galgotias University, Department of Mass Communication. In this session of Light and Camera Lab, we will today discuss about the different types of camera movement involved in filmmaking and video production. So let's begin the session. So let's start with discussing the objectives of this session. In this session today, we will try to understand the following points. The first is, why do we need different camera movements? Second is, what are the various camera movements involved in video production and filmmaking process? Third is, what are the different needs of using different types of camera movement and how they play a vital role in describing the scene. So camera movement has the potential to function in many different ways, such as to direct the viewer's attention, reveal off-screen space, provide narrative information, or create a expressive effects. The camera movement most frequently moves when an object moves within a frame, initiating a reframing or a following shot. It can also be used to make the storytelling process more interesting by highlighting several visual elements. Different perspectives can also be introduced by using different camera movements. Moreover, it can keep the audience engaged and involved with the overall process of visual storytelling. The first type of camera movement we are going to discuss is pan. The camera pan directs a camera horizontally left or right. The pan camera movement is typically achieved with a tripod head but can also be done handheld or with a stabilizer. Pans are often motivated by a character's action. They can also be used to reveal new information to the audience. Though you are not moving the camera, you are changing the direction it's facing and capturing a panoramic view. This movement uses a continuous shot to show the audience what you can't fit in a single frame. Panning can help you establish the location of a scene or let you follow a moving character. Panning can also help you reveal things that were previously off screen. When done quickly with speed, the fast camera movement is known as whip pan. Whip pans are one of the best camera movements to add energy to a shot. Whip pans can also be used between two characters rather than cutting to establish a more energetic connection. Although the pan is one of the most basic camera movement, it can also be one of the most effective camera movement. For example, if there is an uninvited guest in a party scene, you can build up the tension while you pan to reveal the presence as opposed to using a fast cut. The next camera movement is tilt. Camera tilts are just like pan, only in vertical direction. Tilt camera movement directs a camera upward or downward. Camera tilt can also be used to give a character dominance in a shot or to reveal new information to the audience. Tilt camera movement enable the filmmakers to capture the verticality of a frame of a film in movements of awe and spectacle. While you tilt a camera, you are shifting the camera's view up or down without changing its horizontal direction. Though the camera remains stationary, you have the control over the angle it is at. The vertical movement can help you fit more into a single continuous shot. Tilting the camera can also help you reveal an object or a person that wasn't on screen before and add element of surprise to the scene you are setting. Next we have is the zoom shot. Although zooms are technically not a camera movement, they do create a movement within the image. Zooms change the focal length of a camera lens to a zoom in, magnify, or to zoom out, demagnify the size of a subject in the frame. Zooms are unique because there is no equivalent to it in the experience of human eye. Zooms can feel artificial or even unnatural at times. For these reasons, zooms are one of the best camera movement to use in horror and thriller films. Zooming is used to focus to a certain area in the frame and is commonly used to go from a long shot to close-up shot. There are several ways to use this camera movement creatively, such as zooming in or fast moving scene to add more drama and energy, or zooming in a character's face to emphasize humorous or look of terror. It is important to use the movement sparingly to minimize the distraction or overuse. Next we have is the dolly shot. With this camera movement, you are moving the camera towards or away from the subject, often by placing it on a track or motorized vehicle. When you dolly in, the camera moves towards the subject, whereas when you dolly out, the camera moves backwards and away from the subject. Placing it on a stable track can help you move the camera with fluid range of motion. This type of camera movement is often used to focus a character when they are lost in thought. A push-in moves the camera closer to a subject, typically with a dolly camera movement or Steadicam. Push-ins can draw the audience attention towards a specific detail. Filmmakers also push in towards a character to try and infer what is occurring internally. This can be a reaction, thought process, or internal conflict. Subtle push-ins like these can have enormous impact on how we perceive the characters. They can be missing the component that connects with the audience to a character and what they are thinking. The camera pullouts is exact the opposite of push-in. A pullout is a smooth camera movement that moves the camera away from the subject. This movement causes the subject to grow smaller while simultaneously revealing the surroundings. Truck movement or crav movement. Truck camera movement is a type of tracking shot that moves laterally left or right. Truck camera movement has historically been achieved with a dolly tracking camera movement. Modern Steadicam have allowed complex shots of movement that move the camera in all the directions. Steady camera has become more prevalent in modern films. Like the dolly movement, trucking involves more moving a camera along a fixed point, often on a stabilized track, but to the left or right instead of forward or backward. Performing a truck lets the camera stay with a moving subject in the shot. This movement maintains the same distance from the camera to the subject, and it is more effective when used with a fluid motion track to avoid shaky shooting conditions. Trucking is often used during action sequences where you want to keep the camera along with the moving character. Pedestal is another type of camera movement. To move the camera vertically upward or downward, filmmakers turn to pedestal shot. These are achieved by using boom crane camera movement, pedestal camera movement, and jibs. They can be small boom movements typically used for revealing the characters. With a pedestal movement, the entire camera moves up or down on a pedestal as opposed to the camera's angle tilting. Throughout this movement, the camera is fixated on a location such as on a adjustable tripod. When you pedestal up, you are moving the camera upward. When you are pedestal down, you are moving the camera downward. This movement is best used to shoot a tall character or subject. To use it effectively, move the entire camera up or down on a supporting equipment with respect to the subject. Next is crane or jib shot. A jib is the protecting arm of a crane, but both the terms are used to describe this type of shot where camera is lifted to a high shooting position by moving the crane or jib. The jib extends the camera over an area, letting it move in various directions to get the shot. It is best used for establishing shot since it helps set up the scene. If you want to take a camera to a new heights, use a drone for this camera movement to give you an aerial perspective as well. This type of camera movement is often used when you want to show a massive crowd or to move up and away from the actors or your subject. We also have some other important camera movements such as rack focus. Though rack focus isn't technically a camera movement, it is a camera technique that changes the focus from one point to another during a single shot. You start with a focus on one item in the foreground and then quickly shift the focal point onto another item in the background or vice versa. This technique allows you to move subtly from a subtle shift in the audience focus between two characters, such as one standing in front of the other. As we can see in this photo, right beside this rack focus, we can see a character holding a gun. We can shift focus from the character's face to a gun point pistol, where we can emphasize on the pistol and the character's expression both. Next is the arc shot. It orbits the camera around a subject in an arc pattern. Arc shots are typically used to add energy to a shot in which character have minimal energy. For example, here we are seeing a character situated at the center of this frame. We can move the camera in this circular motion and to add the energy, so as to add the energy to this standing subject. A handheld shot lets you take the camera on the go as you follow the action of the scene. With this camera movement, the operator takes control of a camera and holds it while performing several basic camera movements. As opposed to stability that comes with being held by a tripod, a camera used with handheld shooting makes it for a bouncy shot. Handheld shooting can help you tell a story in a different way, and make your production feel more authentic. To do it effectively, relax your body for greater stability. Plan on how you want to end the shot and get the creativity about how you hold the camera. Another way of using a camera movement is by using a Steadicam. A Steadicam is a wearable device that gives you the shot stability while providing you with the flexibility of a handheld shot. The operator holds the camera mounted on the device while capturing a smooth flowing shot around the central subject or character, as you can see in this photograph right beside this. When you perform this camera movement, make sure to use the range of motion you have to your advantage. This shot can be used for wide variety of purposes, including to follow the characters across an uneven terrain. For further references, I have included some of the links here, which you can refer to for any types of doubts. For example, this link in this link where a zoom versus dolly is explained beautifully, that how these two type of shots, which are commonly misunderstood and confused with, people get confused with what is the difference between zoom and dolly shot. Here it is explained by comparing both the shots side by side. So you can refer to these links and get your doubts cleared. If you still have any doubts related to the subject we have discussed, or any type of query related to the Light and Camera Lab subject, you can contact me on this email ID and phone number. Thank you all for joining. We will meet again in the next session of Light and Camera Lab. Thank you.